Hello and Happy New Year. This is Matt DeYoung from VDS, and I hope everyone had a wonderful holiday season and your 2025 is off to a great start as well. Now that we're officially moved into January, want to provide our final 2024 release highlight from the month of December. Of course, our goal is to provide value to Genesys Cloud customers and ultimately, help you get and achieve the goals and outcomes that you're striving for with Genesys Cloud. A component of that are these monthly release highlights where we do our best just to simply keep you posted on the key releases from the previous month. So, as we look to the year ahead, if you have any questions or we can help in any way, or if you want to explore any of these releases further, please don't hesitate to reach out to either myself or your VDS account rep. Again, we are always here to help. So with that, diving into the December releases, there were 27 new feature functionality updates in December spread across 3 different release dates. Of course, we'll only cover some of the key ones here, but all releases can be reviewed in the Resource Center. So first off, a key release that applies to all different license type is the Audit Viewer granular detail of role changes. This one came out on December 2nd, and Audit Viewer now will contain role change details about permissions that either an administrator or manager, supervisor, partner, Genesys added or removed. So just enhancement provides additional traceability for the role changes and enables administrators to really review kind of those granular changes about permission additions or removals. Next one, for those with a Genesys Cloud CX2 or CX3 license set on December 2nd, the ability to preview active emails in queue and parked emails was released. And essentially, this is kind of like cherry picking for email. So this essentially gives supervisors or even users with the manual assignment permission for email, and then the queue also set for manual assignment, the ability to preview email content from the following queues from queue activity detail view, the queue interaction detail, interactions, and agent interactions details view. So be able to preview those and potentially select them or assign them as well. For those with the Genesys Cloud 3 license set, a few different ones here that were released. A couple first on December 9th. First off, the improvements made to the workforce management schedule editor agent filter and sort. So Genesys reorganized the filter and sort dialog box into 2 specific tabs, filter and sort. And then additionally, the existing queues filter now supports the selection of multiple criteria. So managers can now sort agents by number of constraint violations and also define both the primary and secondary sort order for agents. And so ultimately, the improvement just kind of helps managers be able to manage those shifts or address issues a little bit more effectively. And then the next one, also released on December 9th, was specific to workforce management staffing requirements with ABM forecasts, or specifically the automatic best method forecast. So this requirement appears in its chart in detailed grid below the chart for clear and comprehensive view. And the feature allows users to just simply explore and analyze different scenarios via modifications as adjustments to shrinkage or to just the FTE definitions. So users can export that data for all planning groups within a business unit or for the selected planning groups as well. If you're interested in this capability, you can find that under the new capacity planning and staffing requirements option. So a couple good ones there specific to workforce management. And then lastly, for those, again, with the CX Cloud 3 license set, improved content search view we released on December 16th. So supervisors now can simply view consolidated conversation records in the content search. And in that improved view, each unique conversation ID will appear as a single record. If there's instances where multiple transcripts are associated with the same conversation ID, they'll now appear as nested sub-rows under the main record. So it should just make it easier to analyze the conversation data at a glance, simplify reporting, and just ensure that the related transcript details remains organized and relevant, within the conversation. So real helpful one there also. And some of the next ones specific to Genesys AI or Copilot, Virtual Agent as well. A few different ones that Genesys rolled out. So first one here, or I guess the next two, December 2nd, they were rolled out. First one being generative knowledge article answers with Virtual Agent. So with this update, Flow authors can enable virtual agents to provide AI-generated answers based on the article that best matches the customer query. So this answer generation, if you will, combines the different capabilities of large language models as well as with the knowledge bases to just simply retrieve the relevant data and information from a single knowledge article, and then use that data to generate a contextual, accurate, and dynamic response back to the customer. So ultimately, you know, the goal with all this is to provide a good customer experience. And so this feature just simply allows for customers to receive a more direct, accurate response without having to actually read through a lengthy article to find the information they need. So a real helpful one there. And then the next one, really specific to the building and capturing of information with virtual agents. This one, you know, capturing different slot values with LLMs in virtual agents. So this particular update allows organizations to enable a virtual agent to collect the slot data more conversationally using some of those advanced NLU or natural language understanding techniques, and then ultimately powered by large language models. So this simply allows virtual agents to handle things like you know, or data like freeform, alphanumeric, numeric data, things of that nature, captured across multiple conversational turns, and then respond to nuanced inputs as well, like customers, you know, spelling out their name, for instance. So ultimately, the goal of this release is just to provide a better or a better experience and allow for a virtual agent to be more interactive and be a little bit more like a human-like conversation that a customer may engage in. So another helpful one there for organizations looking to use virtual agents a bit more. And then finally, on December 16th, the ability to automatically generate utterances specific to Agent Copilot and virtual agents for voice and digital bot flows was also released. So with this particular release, it gives the ability to ultimately use generative AI and large language modules to create utterances. And so with this, you know, Flow authors would create intents and descriptions, but then instead of having to input, you know, multiple amounts of different utterances in there, this feature really alleviates that need and allows for the system and AI to use NLU and LLMs, everything else to build out some of those different utterances. So again, another very helpful release, again, specific to Genesys Virtual Agent, as well as Genesys Copilot. And then finally, for those organizations who either are in the process of moving to Genesys CX Cloud or evaluating it, or maybe already made that move to CX Cloud, again, CX Cloud is kind of the new and updated connector in partnerships between Genesys and Salesforce that was rolled out a few months ago, and Genesys is continuing to just provide updates specific to CX Cloud. This particular release coming out at the beginning of December was for outbound campaign management support within CX Cloud. So organizations who are utilizing CX Cloud can now create, manage, and view the Genesys Cloud outbound dialing campaigns directly within Salesforce using that new campaign management integration. Within the system there. So the integration ultimately syncs campaign data between Genesys Cloud and Salesforce, and just simplifies the overall campaign setup and campaign management. And then, you know, similar to like outbound campaigns in Genesys, organizations can continue to utilize and configure campaigns such as like preview, predictive, progressive, power, and agentless campaigns in Salesforce. And those campaigns include all the different attributes, names, IDs, things of that nature that would sync back to Genesys for dialing and operation. So ultimately, this release just provides additional, or improves, I should say, workflow efficiency really across the board for anyone that is either looking to use or already utilizing that CX Cloud connector between Genesys and Salesforce. So with that, that's all kind of the key highlights that we have from the month of December. Hopefully that high level review was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. As always, thanks so much for your partnership, and we are looking forward to a great 2025. Take care.